Here we go.
We're rolling.
What's the percentage?
60.
50. 60, 58.
60. Okay, here we are. Let's scooch in a little bit. Scooch in. Everybody scooch. Matt, you're not even in frame. Scooch over.
He's never in frame.
Okay. Oh man, it looks so much better.
So it is our Thursday night get together.
We're missing one person.
Speakeasy after hours.
Two
We're
people.
technically missing two, but Adam Marshall's off living in La La Land.
Yeah,
selling guns and ammo.
Selling frickin' Daisy
Red
Red Riders. And then we also invited a
third
new person, and he didn't want to show either. So people just don't understand how fun this is. So this is our third with sound, or our fourth with sound. Like we actually making it happen.
I think it's fourth.
It gets us real excited to have a video that actually has sound.
Yes,
For sure. And this may or may not have sound.
We don't know.
We think that this is going to have sound.
So for tonight, we're still on the Old Forester, the
Whiskey Row series.
Mhm.
We got out of order the last couple weeks.
Just last week.
Just last week.
Yeah, just last week was out of order.
So this week we're going to be talking about the
1897 bottled in bond.
okay.
And so this one's going to be on its way out because we've already done it once. And the 1920, which we also already did once last week. So they're both going to be heading out the door. But
Yeah,
next week will make sense.
The way it was supposed to go was one would come in, then it would stay on for the next week, then be on its way out, and so on and so forth till we got through. But due to supply, like Speakeasy only gets certain things, they sell out of things, they only get deliveries at certain times. So we've had to substitute, and we will get to the ones that we missed next week, and then eventually do the entire Whiskey Row series, which it's the 4 with the dates and the Statesman all together.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe even with the regular Old Forester 86 thrown in. So,
Not even a maybe. It's
okay, definitely with the Old Forester 86
Yeah.
thrown in. A lot of people's tried and true,
Mm-hmm.
best bang for your buck, best in a cocktail. I mean, there's so many people that just love the Old
Good
Forester
old
86
mixer.
or the 100, depending on
Yeah.
what proof you what
100 proof.
If you're a proof hound, go for the 100. But
Yeah.
okay.
So what are we starting with tonight? We're gonna start with the 100?
Let's first start with we're missing Cody.
We are.
So
Reverend Dobner.
Reverend Dobner has been called upon to marry two people, and it's amazing. I think it's an honor, and
Well, one of them being his own child.
correct.
Yes.
Blood. I mean, one of them are his blood relation, and then after tomorrow, I mean, the other one might as well be blood. I mean, that's pretty cool.
So Cody's not here.
That was very deep.
That's kind of deep.
Cody's not here. He's here in spirit.
Spirits.
In spirits.
Pour one out for my homie.
Pour one out for the homes.
Oh man, he wasn't kidding.
Old style, babe.
I love
About
it.
the whiskey, these are the two hottest in the series at 100 proof for the bottled and bond,
Mhm.
and the 115 proof for the 1920. I will go ahead and throw a disclaimer out there. Toby knows this because we drink a lot of whiskey together. But the 1920, I turned him on to the 1920.
Mhm.
But the 1920 is probably definitely one of the top 3 bottles that I drink the most of. And you can grab it at Big Red Liquors, not to plug them, but you can get it for like $43, and that's $18 cheaper than you can get it pretty much anywhere else in the country. So,
So are you drinking this straight up?
yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
I'll drink it neat, and then, if I want to rock my world, drop an ice cube in it, 1 cube. But man, I just love the flavor of it. A lot of people fear that the 1920 is going to become kind of the new Blanton's, to where it's such a good value, because it does retail for anywhere from like $55 to $60. So, but still, for what it is, you know, I think a lot of people think it's a pretty good value. So there is some anticipation maybe that it's going to become a little more scarce here in the not so distant future. But right now you can find it pretty much anywhere, and I think it's awesome. So that's just a little disclaimer for me that I love 1920, but I like the whole Old Forester Whiskey Roast series, and we've talked about it in previous videos. They're doing cool stuff there. It's really good. The whole deal. Blah blah blah.
So would you ever mix this with anything else?
Ugh, I don't mix a lot of whiskey with anything.
Okay.
First of all, unless it's given to me, and I mean anything. Well, as a matter of fact, I had a friend bring me 3 bottles the other day that he got from some liquor store owner. I had only ever even heard of one of them, and I even start drinking those neat. And then if it's like, you know, then maybe drop a little bit of water or an ice cube in it. And then if it's still like, well, it's too late to give it to, you can't gift it to somebody at that point because the seal's broken. So then maybe it'll go in an old fashioned. I never drink a whiskey and Coke unless I'm at Toby's place. I was going to say his bar, but his hangout.
It is a bar. It's
yeah,
just
it
not
is.
legal.
But that's about the only place I've ever drink like a whiskey and Coke. But no, I wouldn't mix anything that we drink here unless it was an old fashioned. I wouldn't mix it into any kind of, because I do like certain Old Foresters and old fashions, but I hold an old fashioned like kind of up here, where like I don't consider that. I mean, it is obviously a cocktail, but I don't consider it. I mean, I don't know. I kind of put it on a little bit of a pedestal when it comes to other cocktails. So I don't.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't really like when I hear somebody say, "Do you mix that?" I mean, my mind automatically goes to like Jack and Coke or Jim Beam, Beam and Coke or whatever. And it's like there are plenty of people out there that if you gifted them this bottle of bourbon at Christmas, they just would drink 1920s and Coke all year. I mean, just because. That's just the way they drink bourbon, and that's to each their own. That's part of the beauty of the spirit. But no, I wouldn't mix anything we drink here and talk about regularly unless it was in an old fashioned.
Okay. At home, for me, I'm either drinking it neat or I'm mixing it in a Coke. Never, hardly, rarely here, it's always an old fashioned or neat.
So, but you will mix.
I will mix it at the house. If I'm sitting around, I'm like, throw a little Diet Coke, whatever.
I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Since this whole enterprise started here, how often are you just hanging around home with nothing to do?
Well, very rarely.
Right.
But Sunday night, I get home.
Because you guys close Sundays
We
at
close Sundays, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. So you have a lot of the evening to do, get caught up on things that you.
And then like Mondays and Tuesdays is our weekend.
Okay.
So Monday night, come home. After being here, we still have to come in, but I'm not here at 9 o'clock at night. Usually leave 5, 6, get home, do stuff around the house, cook. I'll have a cocktail.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll be an Old Forester and Coke or neat.
Yeah. I just often wonder how, I mean, like even running like a little shaved ice truck or something. I mean, you know, it's just, you're just constantly going and you feel like your hair's always on fire and you forget to eat and you forget to do this, you forget to do that. And it's like, man, it's like I can grab a PBR out of my shop fridge or something, but you don't have time unless you make time to actually like sit down and like watch a good Dateline, you know, reconnect with Keith Morrison and have a cocktail. Like, so yeah, I just wondered because I know you guys are just insanely busy, like when you actually get to do that.
There's still a few
You can
hours.
fit a cocktail in,
You can.
you know, here and there, no matter what.
It's nice to get home and just unwind.
Oh yeah,
Even after a busy day.
for sure.
Okay, should we get into
back,
this?
So back into you, since you did your deal, these are the 2 hottest of the row, Whiskey Row series. I personally like the 1897 the best. We're gonna go into that on a later video on what our favorite is on all four, but
That's
this
your number one.
this is probably my number one. This is Jordan's number one. So and we know your number one's not here, but you're still willing to try these things, and it's, you know, none of it sucks. I've said that before. None of it sucks. So I'm
I meant
excited.
to look that up too, and it's amazing what they do with like one mash bill or two mash bills or something at Old Forester, and you know, just the difference in aging, warehouses, things like that. So like you know, the difference in years, and I guess I should say in warehouses and stuff. So they do a lot with a little, which also makes them a pretty cool brand. I think they're not one that has like, I don't think, like 4 mash bills.
We're
And
gonna try the Glencairn tonight?
I think we should
yeah,
do it
I like
for the
nose.
nose.
I like nosing from the Glencairn.
Yeah.
Now
Then
these
just kinda
to be
pass them
clear
around
are the Speakeasy sample glasses.
for the wine.
The Speakeasy Clarence.
Yeah.
Speakeasy Clarence.
So this is the 1897 bottled in bond.
And on the last time that we did a video together, Matt, we talked about the whole bottle and bond thing, so we don't need to get back into that. What makes it a bottle and bond and blah blah blah. I wish Cody was here because he's the damn scientist.
He really is.
No, we really are just 3 jacklegs talking about whiskey. Like this is what we wanted it to be.
Yeah. Layman terms.
We're average Joe.
Yeah, we're the
But it
average
is
Joe.
so nice to have Cody sitting in this middle chair to lean on, talking about.
He's our crutch.
Yeah.
See, ever since we said Granny Smith apple, every time I smell Old
I
Forester
know.
now,
But do you think
I don't
Old
want
Forester
that-
across the board? Because
No, I
the
don't
Granny
think
Smith
so.
apple was what was coming out in this bottled and bond.
Bottled and bond.
And I
is the
totally
Granny
smell
Smith.
it again.
Yeah.
100%.
I think you get it in the 1910 as well,
Yeah.
but not in the 1920. In the 1920, we're about to get to
I'm
that.
smelling some sweet.
Yeah, have you tried this one yet?
That is like a nose explosion.
Yeah,
And no explosion.
no explosion.
Nose gas.
Let's just start just slamming words together for this whole video.
So, we've got some definite.
Do you ever
names.
feel like smells get caught in your mustache? I mean, I'm new to this a little bit thicker beard game, but
Yeah. I mean, what did I have today?
Bologna sandwich.
Well,
yeah, man, that Granny Smith apple is
Did
huge.
you smell it?
Yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, I smell it. I'm trying to pick out something else though. Just, you know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in.
So you're supposed to leave your mouth open when you smell? Is this correct?
They say
What is that doing for you? I can't do that.
the olfactory.
You don't have to like have it wide open. Just a little
I
bit.
guess the olfactory senses. Is that what they call that?
Yes, it is.
I call that the abandoned. That's like the abandoned factory at the end of town. The olfactory.
This is the essence.
AKA
I'll meet you at the olfactory.
AKA galleons.
No, that's still a fully functioning
It's bad.
supermarket.
So what do you think?
Alright.
What are you getting?
I'm getting Granny Smith, but also some like brown sugar. It's not just, you know, Granny Smith is kind of sweet and bitter and kind of has a lot of complex stuff going on, but it smells like Granny Smith
It
for
does.
sure.
And I'm not a fan of a Granny Smith apple. Give me a Red Delicious.
Yeah, I
From
like,
Fiji.
that.
Is it Fiji or
Regalis.
Fuji?
Might be
Fiji. Fiji.
No, it's Fiji's.
Yeah.
Fiji. I think.
The pink ladies too are pretty good.
I've never had those.
We're gonna end up talking more about food than whiskey.
I like Gala's the best though.
It's quality apple too.
I said it before, but a lot of people pick up banana and Old Forester, and I just don't get it.
I did that evening. I don't
I don't remember which one it was. But your nose is different, just like your
I know.
palate's different every time.
I got a lipper in now, so it's probably changing it.
A what?
A lipper.
Yeah,
Lipper.
He's a mad lipper.
Mad lipper.
the old red man.
Oh well, then that's definitely changing.
Completely.
What are you doing?
Got
a lipper
I mean,
in.
you're a freak if you're doing that.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
Got a little,
It's hot.
Yeah.
got a little red, man. So we're going for it.
You know what? I'm gonna try a little bit of water in it.
Oh, you are.
I am.
Cody
See how
did
much
that.
that changes the flavor.
Cody did that. What was it?
I got some. I don't taste the Granny Smith as much as I smell it, but I do taste some spice, like some baking spice. Almost, yeah. And I don't know the percentage of rye in the mash bill. It tastes like it's a little higher in rye, but I don't know. But I do get some spices, like some baking spice. But I don't taste the Granny Smith like I smell it. No, not.
I do not like the water in it.
Killed the flavor or what? Or what?
To me, it brought the flavor out more.
I'm just gonna
What, the heat?
people say just like they use eyedroppers.
They're not after us, folks.
Who was that? Drew Henderson?
It was Johnny Law.
Johnny Law.
I know that. I'm asking which Johnny Law. We only have two.
We're smashing. Remember, we're smashing words. That's J Law.
J Law.
Didn't she just divorce A-Rod?
What did you think? You gotta try with the water though.
I think I put.
No, I do. Let me have a little bit more
water
neat before I go with the H2O.
I'm gonna go neat out of the Speakeasy carrying glass.
Mm.
But I still think I prefer the rocks glass out of all three.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if I need all the smells to enjoy the bourbon.
I feel like you're way more of just a raw dogger.
You do prefer a good raw dog.
That's how I was raised.
You don't really care to smell it. You don't really care to. You're just like, let's taste it. Let's take a pull off the neck of this bastard and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Go
for it.
Buckle your seatbelts.
It's gonna be a rough ride.
You're gonna do a whole dog with a raw dog.
Yeah, I don't care for the water because I feel like it really mutes this.
Well, he said it brought it out.
See, to me, it mutes it a little.
I did a little water. I've not tasted it yet, so.
To me, it kind of kills.
We got some
It
yellow.
kind of, but I mean, it kind of kills what I like about bourbon. I mean, if you're a raw dogger, if you're a raw dogger from way back.
To me, the water killed the bite a little bit, smoothed
But the
it out.
back end, I thought it brought it out more for me.
Yeah. Yeah, initially it kills it, but it still comes back on the back end, but in a good way, to me.
I'm not a fan of the water in the.
I am. Yeah.
In that one.
I'm out.
He's out on the water. It's either neat or raw dog.
What are those people hollering?
I don't know. There's hollering going outside. We may.
Is there?
Yeah, I thought I heard hollering. It's a rough town around here, Philadelphia.
Well, we got a car show coming in 2 days, so.
Which we're going to be hosting our first beer garden.
Possibly
in history.
Not just speakeasies.
We think it's the first beer garden in the history of Orleans, Indiana.
I can't think of anything that's remotely close to that.
I mean, the depot shuts down part of a street for Harley Davidson drags on Friday nights, but
I wouldn't be opposed to someone maybe talking to Robert Henderson about getting a decorative Christmas
ornament
with the Speakeasy beer garden on it. I mean, you got the Stetson House.
Oh.
well, we're running out of icons.
Yeah.
We're running out of
the Speakeasy beer garden.
The closest thing I can think that wasn't even a beer garden, but could be close to this beer garden that's happening Saturday is Wilson Street, 1994.
Beanstalk. Was it 1994?
I think it was
95.
95?
95.
95.
Party into Infinity. That's a whole other YouTube video.
That is a whole other
That's
YouTube
a
video.
YouTube
and I'm just gonna
series.
throw this out there. There's a reunion tour in the making.
No
That's
way.
all I'm gonna
Hey,
say.
I heard
Don't
that.
even-
I heard
You
that.
just threw
I
it.
heard that was lightly thrown around, but then squashed.
There's no squashing.
No squash. Okay, so you just lit it. You just lit a
You
bomb.
lit a fuse.
You lit a bomb,
Yeah.
and it's now fizzling.
Yeah.
We don't know how. I mean, we don't know how long the fuse is.
Oh man.
See, I thought that. Okay.
I know.
Well,
that-
I want you guys to
knows
know.
you.
I want the people
You
to
know
know.
again.
I
I
know
bet you
who
do.
you know.
I bet you
I
do
talked to
know
him
that.
about it last week. So
We had the conversation on Friday night, I believe it was.
I wouldn't say I'm ate up. I wouldn't say I'm ate up with Beanstalk, but I
here.
appreciate old things that happened back in the day. I was actually at Beanstalk. I think it was 13 or 14.
What's that?
And
Wasn't there, unfortunately.
a good friend of mine was the official photographer. I have sourced some authentic Beanstalk memorabilia over the years.
It's probably worth millions.
Debatable.
To the right person.
But like I thought that was one of the coolest things, and I don't know if that's why I've kind of stuck with it, and it's, you know, I still look for Beanstalk shirts at yard sales now because of that, because like Beanie just, you know, F the world, does his own thing, and just he throws Beanstalk. I mean, everybody and their brother had the t-shirt. There were flyers all around in 4 counties, the whole deal. So I don't know, but if there's a reunion, I'm sure you all have something to do with it. I couldn't be more excited. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever.
It's gonna happen.
Is that person that you talked to Friday night, was they also here tonight?
Negative. Josh.
Let me ask you this. If it does happen, would it be at the original location? Because here's the deal. At one time, there was going to be a Beanstalk 2, and it was going to be on the square. And I just don't think the square can contain a Beanstalk 2.
No. It needs to happen out there at 337, out there at Wildland territory.
Easy.
Location has not been discussed.
Okay.
Well, that needs to be part of the.
We did dabble in a little bit.
Mm.
It's not going to be your typical 20-year, 15-year, 25-year, whatever anniversary concert. It's going to be something odd, like the 26 and
No.
5-month year.
33 and a third.
Yes, because
Naked Gun.
why wouldn't you just go
Yeah.
an odd year for Beanstalk?
Sure, because he was an odd guy.
He
He was the oddest, but that's what made him.
an enigma.
Yeah,
Enigma.
that's a great way to put it. For Beanie was an enigma.
Mm.
So no location's been discussed yet, because as far as I know, I mean they couldn't just have it in whoever owns the home now. You can't just have it in their backyard. You can't just send an attorney there on your behalf and say, hey, we'd like to commandeer your property for
But if you're going to do it, you need to do it big on a grand scale.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't think downtown is the place. I mean, there's going to be a lot of debauchery, you would think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There could be.
Are we getting sidetracked?
We're way off the rails. Way off the
We've
rails.
gone off the rails.
Off the rails.
If
It's
Cody
okay.
was here, he wouldn't let this happen.
That would be
No, it's good. It's good conversation.
So now we're going to tap into.
Oh, wait a minute. We still got.
You got
Oh, the
Glencairn.
Glencairn. Yeah, we should pass
I'm
that
not a fan of
around
the
real quick.
Glencairn, so.
You're not.
I'm really not.
So I was gonna have all Glencairns
I'll do it, but
at
it's
the
not my
grand
first
finale.
choice.
Okay.
It's not my first
Should
choice.
we say bring your own glass
Oh,
to the?
that could get dangerous.
What do you mean?
I mean,
For the grand finale at the therapy lounge. Bring your own glass. What do you mean dangerous? Somebody gonna bring in a boot?
well, I'm just saying it's going to get dangerous because then we're all passing around different. I think for the final, we should all be on the same plane.
I agree.
Oh,
I
okay.
agree, Joe.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I mean, because we've all tasted out of so many different vessels throughout these videos.
And
We may as well put them all in one and then see if anything changes
I like that. Keeping
for the final
Yeah.
Whiskey Row deal.
And the glass does change the flavor.
Freaking absolutely, dude. It's crazy.
100 times. You could drink this.
Like I said before,
That
if you
and
don't
different-
have a
two different
whiskey
whiskeys.
glass, but you want to get more out of whiskey, go grab your girlfriend's
Wine glass.
wine glass,
Oh,
if
okay.
for nothing else, to funnel a little more of it up to the olfactory outside
Do
town.
you want to clean your glass or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just a rookie.
Right there was like
What was it? Tell us about
What'd you think?
banana.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
it.
But I wanted
Banana
to say,
bread.
I wanted to say that about Old Forester.
Is that kiwi? I think that's guava mango I'm getting a hand of.
Yeah, that's definitely Tiger's Blood.
Okay.
I'm getting a little crayon.
I'll wash it. Yeah, magenta. I'm getting some magenta here, some burnt sienna.
Yeah, for sure. Skin.
Okay.
You know, Crayola back in the day, they had a color called skin.
Sure.
Did they?
Yeah, for sure. Like when we were growing up,
Did
they
you
had
have-
a color
did you
called
have,
skin,
like, the-
and
did you
as
get the-
racist as it was Caucasian color. I'm like, now if they had skin color, there
That's a
would
whole
have-
different pack. That's I mean,
it'd be
it's its own pack.
multiple packs.
Yeah, it's its own pack,
It
right?
have to be multiple packs.
Did you get like the 20, 24 pack? Or?
Oh, I got the 64, bud.
Dude, I would
With
eat
the
through.
sharp
I would eat through a 24 before
I
friggin'
know.
lunch.
But my
Yeah.
mom's like, no, you're getting this one.
You know the
Well,
ones
it's
that look
sharper.
like a bourbon shelf. You know, you had this, and then the next one up, and then the
Yes.
next one up, and you flip it up, and it was
Yep.
just like when you're a little kid.
I would eat 24 crayons and have paste for dessert, dog.
You did not eat crayons. Are you serious?
I was a wild animal.
You still
Savage.
are. Okay, so I got a can them all this one. So
You are cleaning your glass, Honky.
I am honkers.
I asked if you was going to.
That's the first time I've ever done it. I just want to try something new. Okay.
Okay, I love this.
This is.
It does come off. It comes off hotter on the nose. It does come off a little hot
I'm getting.
because it is 115
It's
proof,
hot, dude.
and it's still. I'm almost sure. I mean, it's not cask strength, so they tame it down a little bit, but I don't know if I like this because I was drinking a lot of higher proof bourbons, and then this came about, and
So what, like higher than this?
oh yeah, man, I got a.
You got an old Forester at the house, at the therapy lounge, actually. That's whatever it's called, Spice Jam. I think it's.
Oh,
called
that we could throw that in or something where it's like not just. I mean,
Yeah, and it's 128, 129, I think.
mhm.
It's real hot.
Really?
Yeah,
It's-
man. So I got on this thing, and really, it wasn't on purpose. I was just buying I was buying older stuff, and I mean stuff with a higher age statement.
Mhm.
And
Because you are
Also-
also buying older stuff.
yeah, that's a whole other video. But yeah,
The Dusty Row series.
yeah, we should do a Dusty Rose series. Yeah, we'll bring in stuff from the '60s, '70s. Man.
He has it.
Dusty Rose or Dusty Rose? Like
Well, we'll
Dusty-
call it the Dusty Rose, ROSE, and we'll all dress like Dusty Rose. We'll all be Dustin. I'll show up like Gold Dust. Didn't he have Tourette's? Wasn't Dustin Rose Gold Dust?
I'm not for sure. He should have been if he wasn't.
Yeah, I think Dustin Rose was Gold Dust. If
I
I'm
think
not
I
wrong.
meant.
Once we
ROWS.
build this into, we need thousands of viewers so we can afford to set somebody over there with a computer and fact check us.
No, I
He's
think
like,
fact check.
Dustin Rhodes was Gold Dust.
I think it's cool that we might be incorrect for an hour and a half,
Sure.
you know, or however long the video is,
See,
and we
so
just roll
The
with it.
115, to me, smells more pleasant.
Me too.
I mean,
I get a little floral, and I know nobody else. I got that last
and that's
time.
what I was saying. So I went to these higher proofs and older aged bourbons, and then I got into this, and I don't know. I just
know
never
what
missed a beat, and it kind of became one of my favorite ones of the whole lot.
I
And
don't know what I smell floral. Something flower, something. And then I also get
I get a strange
little-
chemical smell. You remember when you were kids and got the little.
strange chemicals. I
Okay,
love
You
it.
remember the little balloon? It looked like toothpaste, and you get the little straw and you put it on the end of the straw and you blow it, and it.
this is getting very specific.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't, but that
I know the exact toy you're talking about.
Yes. To me, that reminds me of that smell. So I don't know if it's taking me back to my childhood.
That's like me with that pipe tobacco
What
on that
kind
rum.
of
I mean,
toy
it's the
was
same-
that?
I don't
We're gonna
recall
have to
the
look
toy,
that
but
up.
it was
Was
it
it
was like-
candy?
no, it wasn't candy. It was like I don't know what it was. Probably some.
Like in this, I get a little bit of leathery. I get just a little like. I get a little bit of leathery.
Maybe that's what I'm getting. Something earthy.
Yeah, leathery, and I know I just said pipe tobacco talking about the rum, but like a leathery, tobacco-y type. And I just love that. I mean, that's the reason I love that rum so much. Like I went gaga over that rum, and
He bought 4 bottles now.
that's the I think maybe
think
that's why I
that's
like
what it is.
1920.
But
But
something earthy.
yeah, it's leathery, it's earthy,
There's a lot going on with the
It's. I've not even had it hit my tongue yet, but to me, out of the 4, this has the best nose.
I'll agree with you. Well, I don't know. Of the 2 tonight, absolutely. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
snort the
reconvene.
other.
Yeah.
But absolutely, this is
This is, like you said, pleasant. That's a really, really good word for it. Pleasant. It's got it makes you think, man, I can drink this whole
Fred
bottle.
Minnick says you gotta go nostril by nostril, so you go.
Yeah,
And then you go-
let's get
Really?
nostril.
But see, that's the whole point, is we're trying to do a layman's type deal, right? So
who's
it's
gonna
like,
smell one nostril. That's just gay.
yeah. Well,
Well, here's the thing:
I think my left one is clogged anyway. So
90% of the time, I'm one hole.
is it so you don't miss something from one to the other? Because I'm pretty sure these same nerves
well, but that's what you're
goes
only
up to
pretty
your
sure of.
brain.
Fred
And
Minnick's actually a biologist.
I only have one brain.
You're cupping too. You think that
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying new things.
We're doing like
that
snorkels.
that
and
tones
shit?
it down quite a bit.
I don't know. Either.
Fred Minnick, we do enjoy your videos. We watch them quite often.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's great for bourbon.
For sure.
He drives the entire market.
The Fred Minnick effect.
I just call it the Minnick effect. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you can't find something, it's because of Fred. Fred did it. We blame it on Fred.
Now, when I taste it, I do get some earthiness also, but I get some hot.
When I go nostril by nostril, it's hotter than if I just take them both at the same raw dog both nostrils.
If you rostral.
Nostrils.
Oh, Ross from left, right.
If you
No.
if you take this, follow me here.
Okay. Are you pouring it in your
Where we
nose?
going?
No, I'm not doing anything with my nose.
Pretty sure he's
If you take
pouring it
this,
in his nose.
put some in your mouth,
A little bit.
and just let it sit on your tongue like that,
Mhm.
and then just kind of breathe in. I'm not saying it's pleasant. I'm just saying, isn't that messed up? Like that's
effed up. Wow,
Yeah, it's
I've never done that.
kerosene.
I mean, at that point, it does taste like kerosene when you
It
just.
kind of burnt the back of my throat. Why do you even have us do that?
It's totally up to
That
you.
was-
Well, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like if you.
Okay, so we got to figure out what was that called, because that is some sort of.
That wasn't the Kentucky hug.
No.
That was the West Virginia gut punch. I don't know. I mean, I don't. That
I
was.
want to do it again.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much.
Just breathe in. You just breathe in. You're getting all those fumes or something from it. Like, what is that?
That's weird.
But when I do that, I get like this nutty, I was just looking for ways to maybe pull something different out of it.
That does.
So it's like,
Pulled something different.
Gosh.
like I get like this weird nutty thing that hits the roof of my mouth when I do that. And it's like, I don't know. We all do weird stuff. When
So
we're
I'll
alone.
just say I'm just going to go back here. You're going to figure out where I'm going with this, but we're going to start with the story because I like starting with stories. In about 90, don't worry about the time.
Okay, got it.
For 33 minutes.
Yeah, we're good. 100% golden. This will take 1.5 minutes.
We got time.
I was in the Navy. I came home, went to the depot, had a buddy of mine with me that he was also in the Navy with me. He was from Texas. People from the depot didn't recognize me.
In case we have international viewers or anyone out of state the Depot Tavern is the only bar we have in our town.
Mm-hmm. Legit bar. So back then it was pretty rough. We're
I
talking.
was joking about out of state viewers.
We're
Seriously,
talking.
if you are out of state, come to the Depot Tavern.
We're talking like 98-ish, 1998-ish.
That was a great year.
Yeah, it was.
I
Not
got married.
great. Awesome. Maybe no.
Sorry, we're
This
not
was
trying
n-
to steal your thunder.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're just
it was
trying to
later
throw
than that. It
into
was
the
like
story.
2000 or 2001. Rougher days back then, for sure, for the depot. Anyway, we won a few games of pool. We did the double or nothing a few times. It was up to a couple $100 on the table. We won. We went to the bar. We got some beer to go. We're going out the door, and on my way out the door, I got a tap on my shoulder. And when I turned to the side, the guy that I was playing pool with or against, he decided to, just blindside me with a left hook. So I'm gonna call that the depot blindside. When you put it on your tongue, you open your mouth, and you breathe in. That's a depot blindside. Because I got depot blindside, and I'm saying
I'm gonna call it the DPS for short.
Okay, DPS. I like that. Because we're about
DBS.
DBS.
Sorry,
DBS. Doesn't matter. Regardless, what happened to me that night was not pleasant. I had to go down to the Paley Hospital. Was not called IU.
So you're saying that that's not pleasant?
It was not pleasant.
I know to getting punched in the face isn't pleasant. I'm saying you're saying with the whiskey, what happened was not pleasant.
No, did you think it was pleasant?
It was.
He went in for seconds. Is the only reason I
do it.
Oh,
But
just
it was-
for confirmation?
Yes.
Okay.
But it took me by surprise. I got blindsided.
I think it's because you're bringing air over it and just getting it's just all the vapors that come back.
I agree.
And again, I wish freaking Cody was here because he could be like, those aren't vapors, those are, or
He
whatever,
probably would say
whatever it
vapors.
is. I mean,
caramel note.
Yeah. I mean, he would at least tell us what it was we were sucking back.
He'd probably
by
tell us
bringing
like
that
our
air.
mouth turned into a distillery and all this
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
he's like,
starts
your
happening."
tongue's only as aerodynamic as a Cessna in a hurricane, and it's not going to be doing that.
He would.
And that's
How
the
did
coolest
that guy
part.
get so smart?
He's sharp.
Gosh, is his head gonna be so big on the next video?
He's not even going to watch this thing.
Yeah,
He's got too much going on.
Okay.
He'll watch it. He'll watch it.
So
So what are we doing now?
So tobacco, earthy, and the bottled and bond, Granny Smith, floral notes.
I got the floral notes on the 19.
I did not get Granny Smith on this.
No, Granny Smith on this one.
Granny Smith on the first one.
Floral notes on that one.
On the 1920, sometimes you may get something a little nutty. You may get something. I mean, I got a little baking spice on the palate of the bottled and bond. It's hard to.
Maybe
For
that's
me,
what I
it's
got.
like, man, when Minnick and these guys get into it and they're like, oh, it's marzipan or it's this spice or that spice. I'm not even anywhere close to that sophisticated, so I can just be like, I mean, when it reminds you of like a cookie or a baking spice or
Or a weird balloon,
Now that's
Yes.
I've never heard that, and I've heard a lot of weird shit on these review videos. I've heard some
Pretty awesome.
weird shit. I've never heard. that balloon with the tiny little coffee stirrer straw, but it has that weird powder on the outside of it that smells like a
Every bit of that, whatever you're talking about, was probably
That's
presented.
very specific.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you got that out of that.
I did. Yeah.
As soon as I smelled it, I'm like, man, that smells like that little balloon stuff.
Okay.
So awesome.
We should try to find some of
I'll
those
go
on
look for
eBay and compare.
So the one thing we haven't done tonight, my favorite.
The RD, baby.
Raw dog.
Give her a big pull.
Another thing that I don't think we've done, which I'll just go ahead and nail it right now, is a cannonball, and I'm just going to go ahead and
Cannonball,
cannonball. This does not have diluted with any H2O. It's a cannonball on a half shot.
Are you just giving a shot a fancy name? Because when you just shoot.
Yeah, that's a cannonball.
Cannonball, babe.
Yeah, we started that on the first video.